Hello, everyone. So excited to have Joel back with us today. And we are talking a little bit about handling criticism. It's a part of leadership, and it's something that a lot of times is really hard to navigate, getting that feedback, both positive and negative. And so, Joel, I'm curious, how throughout your journey have you managed this?
This is a tough one, Carrie, because like you said, everyone deals with criticism in different ways. And I think a lot of times the reactions can come out of insecurities or imposter syndrome or just like the relational tension that comes up in every organization. And how well I think you're able to detach from your own emotional reactions from the feedback is really key, but also extremely hard to do. So for me, I make sure that I know exactly why I'm making a decision. I'm personally a very gut type sort of person, and I usually have a pretty good instinct for what needs to happen, but that's not generally good enough for other people, especially people that may live in their heads more or, have even more information than I do. So I try to take the time to validate my decision making and know how to speak to it. So when I have a firm grasp on my own reasoning, I find it easier to take in other people's feedback and then test it against my thinking and then incorporate it or respond to it.
I love that.
It's really the only way to do it, I think. And the reality is that like not all criticism is correct, right? And you need some sort of internal rubric to judge what matters and what doesn't matter. Not everyone has all the pieces. The folks that you're dealing with and talking within your own organization or institution may have just political motives for things, And so the main thing is that if you can take your feelings out of it, easier said than done. It does make it a lot easier to respond to people with kindness and rational thinking. And so I think that accepting criticism is really only half the battle. It's also the other half is that you need to find ways to graciously respond to criticism without generating more tension with other people, because that response is what's going to make sure that you can actually do the work that you need to do and lobby for yourself and your own decisions.
And I think something that even takes that one step further that we don't always do is have the follow-up conversation. So, this criticism happens in this one moment or this feedback. And then to your point, you're testing this kind of against your own decision making. But how do we close that loop back and say, I heard you. I thought about what you said. Here's where I think, okay, maybe that makes sense or that's spot on. Or here's an area I'd like to maybe challenge and push back on and discuss a little bit more. And I think as leaders, if we can create those environments where when our teams have feedback that they have for us or we have feedback for them, that it becomes an ongoing conversation instead of this one giant scary thing, it helps us to manage that much better across the board.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for sharing. And to everyone, thank you so much for watching these videos. I hope they're helpful, and we'll have another playlist soon.